If language learning can be considered one's hobby, then how hard will that be? Hi, this is Prex, and I'm going to share with you my tips for self-studying Japanese. Tip number 1, watch animes, dramas, or listen to music. Exposure to the language is very important. Since I don't take classes, the best I can do is to go back to the very reason I study Japanese, anime. Watching one's favorite anime is a great way to pick up some casual expressions. Good anime is always a great learning material. I do love to watch One Piece episodes and movies over and over again that by the time I learned how to construct Japanese sentences, I sounded like a Japanese boy.
Ivan!
Animes apart from One Piece that I want to recommend are Tokyo Ghoul, Haikyuu, and Slam Dunk. For those who are not into two-dimensional characters, you can also watch Japanese dramas. They are known to be very short, about 8 to 10 episodes in one season, so it is easy to finish one whole drama in a matter of hours. There are some expressions that are customarily said in various occasions, presented in television series or even movies. It will not be difficult for you to remember what to say once you are offered meals in Japan. Listening to music also helps a lot to remember words, if not the sentence construction. It also gives me immense satisfaction when I can recognize some words and what they mean in the songs without even checking the translated lyrics online. I really love One OK Rock's music, also Cross Jeans, By Air, and Burnout Syndromes. Next tip, read manga or Japanese comic books. When your focus is to learn casual expressions and vocabulary, you can read Japan's very famous manga. A disclaimer, this is not the most useful tool to study grammar, but you may be able to remember certain words you can't use daily due to the fact that you have to use your L1. Mangas are available everywhere. You just have to know where to look. However, comic books in their native language are very difficult to come by as they are heavily protected by some copyright in Japan. We've got handed to the Japanese. Third tip, and this is a no-brainer. Visit language learning websites. When you work with computers about 8 to 10 hours a day, you may have found out Google can be your best friend. All you have to do is type keywords such as Japanese study or Nihongo in the search bar, and the search engine will give you a number of sites that will help you learn Japanese. The following are the sites I have found most helpful. Lang8. If you want a place to practice writing Japanese sentences and essays and expect good feedback, Lang8 is the site for you. Check my description box for the link of the full review. Next site is JP Lang. Those who are still trying to learn the basics of Japanese, including studying hiragana and katakana, you may want to visit JP Lang. It is a good site where you can toggle settings, whether full Japanese or English, to suit your needs. It also has sample conversations you can practice. Next, learn Japanese. Take Kim's Guide to Learning Japanese. In-depth study of the Japanese language is what the site offers. You can find vocabulary and expressions in the beginning and exercises at the end of every chapter. Somehow, this site gives me a more professional feel. The fourth one, Nihongo Narao. If you don't want to be so overwhelmed by grammar rules and you want to take things a little slowly, you can use this site. It teaches hiragana and katakana and basic kanji in the first chapters and sufficient grammar lessons in the succeeding ones. I still have the notes I took when I was using the site, as users aren't allowed to put the answers there. Then again, it still is a pretty good site. And lastly, Japanese test for you. The title of the site already shows what it has to offer. I have taken my JLPT N5 exam and will take N4 in the future, and this site provides me all the review materials I need. The exams are arranged according to levels and according to skills. What is more is the interface allows the user to input their answers, and the site gives the result after the test. You can also find phrases and expressions taken from animations. No wonder this is my current go-to site. The next step will be using workbooks. I cannot deny having a good book is a great way to go in language learning. Whether you are taking classes or not, a textbook you can write on is a good tool to reinforce the grammar points you have painstakingly memorized. The books I use are Genki 1 and 2 and the work text accompanying Genki 2. These are packed with grammar points that can save you in the time of your confusion, as it saved me. What I like about Genki 1, apart from the CDs, is the culture note at the end of the chapters, as it lists common and up-to-date expressions used in Japan. If you don't want to sound bookish, you can consult that part. Finally, use mobile applications. For the not so committed people, or those who have no time to study, or those who are too busy with their jobs they can't find the time to look at the page of their workbooks or visit a website, you can study a different language using the device you certainly cannot live without these days, your smartphone. A number of applications are available in App Store and even Google Play Store for language learners' consumption. Kanji Q is a good one for those who want to practice stroke order of kanji. The dictionary is also handy for the times I encounter words I haven't used before, or to recall ones I don't often use. I don't promise that my techniques are effective for all learners, but these are the ones that work for me. Some say you have to follow a strict schedule for you to study, and that's good too. But I've had enough of classroom language learning to last me for a lifetime. I don't want to use the same methods for me to learn a third language. After all, how many of us learned our subjects by heart when we were in high school, forced to stay in the class for 15 minutes? I hope you found these tips helpful. For more tips and other content, please consider subscribing. See you in my next video.